Have you guys heard of Musab Hassan Yusuf? You guys haven't. He's the GOAT. He's this guy, so he is the son of Hamas. He is the son of one of the founders of Hamas. You know, the whole controversy in the Middle East. He's the son of the one of the leaders, the founder of Hamas, and he's lived through, you know, he grew up in that environment. And I was watching him do debates with like CNN, like, you know, people from, you know, the other side, of others, like Palestine from the river to the sea, you know, free Palestine, Israel will be, you know, whatever, will be all Palestinians. And he was debating one of them, and they're like, you don't know what's going on in there. You don't know. I don't think this is true, but this is not exactly like word for word, but basically the reporter or whatever, the debater was like telling the Hassan Yusuf, Musab Hassan Yusuf, what happens in the in the conflict, like what's happening in the conflict, like telling like what they should do. And this guy's, you know, he's lived in the conflict, he knows what happens and stuff like that. I can't remember what exactly was happening, but they were debating something, and the guy was like spouting all these like stuff, and he's never been to the country. And then the Musab, he was like, have you been to the country? Have you you know, like done anything, you know, like have you been there to witness the stuff that actually goes on? And you know, like she was just blank, just didn't say anything. It's kind of crazy how, like, oh yeah, and I was watching a CN. He was talking at a European Parliament. He was talking to the European Parliament, and a lot of the Parliament members didn't go to listen to him. And it was only like a 30-minute talk. And they have to listen to like people from different opposing sides, because they're making a decision to like if they I can't remember what the thing was, but they're supposed to make a decision on behalf of Israel or something, or behalf of Palestine. And yeah, he was one of the speakers to inform them, like give them information about what's actually happening, because he was on the inside, right? He was on the inside of what was going on with Hamas. And a lot of people still, I feel like a lot of people still have fake news when it comes to this conflict. Yeah, like everyone's going in with the trendy, with the trend per se, because yeah, everyone's saying like Palestine this, Palestine that, they existed before Israel. They were colonized. They were the Israel people, the IDF. They're committing genocide and stuff like that. And if you look at the genocide, like actual genocides, you would expect, like, if Israel is actually trying to do a genocide, they are doing a hella horrible job. Like, if you look at the past genocides of, you know, Cambodia, you know, all these other genocides, the death rate per person is like, you know, it's like super high. But if you look at the death rates for Palestine, they're, you know, it's not like to that level. And we were like, they were comparing the points, and yeah, there was no like comparison, because from what I've heard, Israel, they're very precise. You know, they're really precise with their strikes and stuff. So precise to the point where, like, you can. There was this one point where they were discussing to bomb a like high-level terrorist like dude, one of the leaders, who orchestrated the October 7th attacks. and because of those around, like they could have easily bombed that dude. Like they found him, they could have easily bombed that dude, but because of the people around him, they didn't, and instead they took a more direct approach. And it's kind of crazy, like people following this controversy. People are telling them to not do that, not do this, but they've like taken out so many high level like terrorists, like known terrorists. So I think like US, Joe Biden was like, if you go into Rafah, which is one of the places in Palestine, like the border near Egypt, they said if you go into Rafah, Joe Biden said this. Yep, Joe Biden said if Israel goes into Rafah, you know, you should not do that, you know, because bad things are going to happen. But then when Israel did go into Rafah, they killed a high level terrorist, like one of the top dogs in Hamas or whatever, like who led the attacks. Yeah. So the point is like these guys, they operate on a different level, you know. They operate in a way where it's like they come out, their whole existence is to eradicate a nation state, which is Israel. In their Hamas charter, it says their goal is the full eradication of Israel. That's their whole purpose. Which is kind of crazy, you know, like what type of country is adamant to go against him? You know, we've got past wars and stuff where they like Egypt and like, you know, the 6-Day War and all that stuff had happened, and they were instigators, you know. The alliance, like the Ottoman alliance back in the day, they instigated it, led by Iran and stuff. Syria was in it, I think Egypt was in it, but then from that everything was peaceful. Like Syria, Saudi Arabia, like they all made peace with Israel, but Palestine was the only one that didn't want to. And the reason why this whole conflict started off was because of the Abraham Accords. It was like a peace agreement between the countries, and like another country was going to join or something. And so to disrupt that peace agreement, they attacked to like disrupt the, you know, peace stuff. And that's how it all ended up. And then all of a sudden, everyone flipped the switch. Everyone flipped the switch. I don't understand why. Like, why is everyone supporting a terrorist, or a known terrorist organization? Yeah. I don't understand why. Imagine like you get punched in the face. Do you not have the right to like defend yourself? And also, Hamas, they're still holding the terrorists, as far as I'm aware. If they just release the terrorists, there would be no war. You know, there would be, everything would stop right now. But they don't want to because it's a safety, you know, like a backup, and if they lose or whatever. I don't know. I hear it's a very complicated situation. There's arguments from both sides, but the other side is wrong. Just from history. And from this game. This game sucks. I was looking at a news report of what was going on, and it was like, so it was like this organization, like the UNR, like the aid group that goes to help the people in Palestine, like they send supplies and stuff. When they invaded one of the bunkers, like one of the tunnels that one of the leaders was in, he had all these all this money, US dollars and stuff like that. That was supposed to be aid for the people, but it was in his bunker, and he had so much stuff, like money and stuff. And he escaped because he didn't have time to collect his goods. So it shows they're intercepting these good stuff that they're controlling, and it's found out that the people who work in the aid system thing are also part of Hamas. They're on the inside directing supplies and stuff like that. Not to the people of Palestine who actually need it, but to the leaders and stuff who want more money. It's kind of crazy. And there was this one news thing where I saw where the wife of one of the leaders was going into these tunnels, into these homes underground to hide before everything started. So the leader, he got his family and everybody into the safety, but he didn't care to tell the population. He didn't care to tell the population that to go, hide and stuff. Such a messed up thing. Usually, in wars, you have the army. The army is meant to protect the people, right? They go out and fight while the men and women, not the men and women, the women and children are at home, safe, protected. But in this situation, it's completely opposite, where the citizens, they're living on the top, and then all the terrorists, they run and they hide in tunnels. So, and the IDF, the Israel side, they have to go into these tunnels, find them, So it's they're hiding using civilians, hiding behind civilians. Usually the soldiers go out to the front, right, and they fight. But these guys, they go into the tunnels and they use civilian casualties and stuff, and propaganda and stuff like that. It's kind of crazy how the world has fallen for their trap card. I was gonna say something else. I can't remember what it was.